everyone, I'm Kat Royer and welcome to my YouTube channel, Down to Earth Real Estate. Today we're going to be talking about inspections. Believe it or not, home inspections are another major hurdle that you need to get through once you go under contract. And it's best to go ahead and start preparing for this now because some people call it, including myself, the second round of negotiations. So it's best to be prepared as both the buyer and the seller. So today we are going to be going over the entire process of the home inspection. And to be honest with you, it starts even before you get your home listed and before you write that offer on the home that you've chosen. We're also going to be discussing the day of, what that home inspection day looks like, and we're going to be talking about follow-up. Now, once you have your home inspection completed and you have your reports in front of you, what do you do next? We'll be going over that in just a second. And finally, at the very end of my video, I will be giving you a pro tip. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint this time, and it's going to be about as-is contingencies when you are buying or selling your home. So all of my sellers out there, what does the home inspection process mean to you? Well, the home inspection process really should start before you even get your home listed. Yes, I said before you get your home listed. Go ahead and start looking around as you are thinking and planning, and you're also maybe staging, decluttering, that sort of thing. Look around. Are there any wires that are hanging out? Are all of your light switches working? Is there anything with the plumbing that needs to be taken care of? Go ahead and take care of that stuff now. Do not wait to have your home on the market. Well, you may be able to do a few things as you get your home on the market, but your market home should be show ready. So before you get listed, make sure you get contractors, and I mean licensed contractors, out to your home to make any required repairs that you see fit prior to listing. This will really help you in the long run because all of my buyers out there, you will likely be getting home inspections and will have home inspection contingencies within your offer. That means, sellers, that buyers may be asking for repairs or they may be asking for seller credit. So that means more money out of your pocket to give to the buyer to do with as they see fit to make repairs. Okay, buyers, so you have found the home that you really like and you're ready to write an offer. Yay! Always a happy time for a realtor when we're writing offers, but you should be having a contingency in there regarding home inspections. So, Kat, which home inspections do I get? Well, it's really going to depend on the house, and without me knowing your individual property that you're looking at, I can't really tell you for sure which ones you should be getting. However, my recommendation to all homes and to all of my buyers is the structural mechanical inspection. It's kind of a given. This is the person that's going to be going into the home, opening every door, window, checking all of the mechanical features of the home, including appliances, your heating, your cooling, the roof, etc. This person does a ton, and you should really be looking for somebody who has great reviews, maybe somebody that your realtor recommends. So somebody that's going to be doing a great job for you and finding every single little thing about the home. In Maryland, we have radon issues, and it's not so much an issue. It can absolutely be overcome, but it's absolutely something that you would want to know if you have radon in your home. Typically, those homes with radon will have a basement. So just be prepared if the home has a basement. You may want a radon test as well. In Maryland, we also have homes that have well and septic. And in my area, it's actually pretty prominent. If you don't live within city limits, meaning you're not paying city taxes, which is great, but you'll have a well and a septic system. Now, you're definitely going to make sure that your water, your drinking water in particular, is good. And you can do that by getting a home inspector to check the quality of the water and ensure that the septic system is in full functioning order. A few other extra home inspections that you may want to get done is a pool inspection. Does your home have a in-ground pool, or maybe even an above-ground pool that will be conveying? things like that, you'll definitely want an additional inspection to be sure that you do not leave any stone unturned before actually buying the home. A big question that I get is, Kat, how do I find my home inspector? Or how do I find my home inspectors? Well, best way to find it is referral, and talk to your buyer's agent. They should have a wealth of resources for you in regards to who they use a lot for their home inspections, why they like them, etc. Please make sure that you're reading reviews and do not necessarily choose the cheapest inspector. Okay, Kat, day of, what do I need to expect? Do I need to be there? Are you going to be there? I'll answer all of those questions. First and foremost, please be aware that once you've gone under contract, and this is for both the buyer and the seller, but primarily the buyer because you have a little bit extra work to do. When you've gone under contract, time is of the essence. You only have a certain number of days to do your home inspection. So it's very important that you stay flexible and you can work with both your realtor and the home inspector's timeline to be sure that you can get your home inspections done in time and be ready to make a list of repairs for the seller, if any. Day of inspections, be there, absolutely be there. I always advocate for one of my buyers to be there, and I will be there as well. What's great though is if you can't be there, know I will be there, and my home inspector that I choose takes photographs of absolutely everything and is always on call if you have questions about the report afterwards. So day of, Kat, what do I expect? What's the home inspector going to be doing? Well, that home inspector should be looking at absolutely everything and not leaving one stone left unturned. Typically, the home inspector starts in the exterior of the home, walking around the entire home with us. Once inside, my inspector likes to go downstairs in the basement. If there is a basement, he likes to start in the mechanical room. That's really the important part and really the guts of the house. So he takes his time there. After he's done with that, we start moving floor by floor by floor. He is checking, or she, mine's a he should be checking everything. He should be checking all the faucets, all of the light switches, all of the doors, and all of the windows. Now, as your home inspector is going through the home, you may have a ton of questions, and that's completely fine. Please be sure to stay relevant and in that room with the question. Don't be 2 or 3 rooms ahead of him. It does kind of confuse and lengthen the process. I promise you, your inspector will get there and you can ask all the questions that you like. Now, as your inspector is going through all of the rooms, this person should be taking lots of notes and hopefully pictures too. So at the end of the day, or maybe the early next day, you should have a full report with photos of everything that you talked about with the inspector. Your realtor should also be getting a copy of that report. And now it's time for you guys to talk. What was the biggest issue? Now keep in mind, that home inspection report will have absolutely everything. Now the home inspector's job is to raise all red flags. All. That is his or her job. So I don't think going in and asking the seller to repair, replace everything on the list is going to be a good idea. Some things will be home maintenance, things that as a home buyer you need to take on, and some things will be safety concerns or major ticket priced items that you would want the seller to go ahead and repair or replace based on the home inspection report. Be sure to prioritize these items as the seller does have the right to negotiate with you. This is where the second round of negotiation comes in. You could be asking for seller credit, or you could be asking for repairs. It is all going to depend on the situation, and it's also going to depend on what kind of repairs will need to be done. For example, I don't think there's any way you're going to get a roofer onto that roof in 3, 4, 5 inches of snow. Now, if it's a major problem and it is a major leak, that is something that needs to be done. But if it's 1 or 2 missing shingles, I think you may need to ask for the seller credit or forego that and make the repair yourself. So you're asking the seller to make repairs or a seller credit. Be prepared. There is a separate addendum for this. Everything needs to be in writing and everything has a deadline. So be sure to stick with your realtor throughout this process, whether you're the buyer or the seller, because these negotiations do have timelines and they are in writing. Pro tip time. we're going to talk about as-is properties. So as-is properties is when the seller is selling their property without any repairs. Now, that doesn't mean you don't do your inspections. Now, as a buyer, I highly recommend no matter what, you do your inspections. As is or not, you need to know. Sellers, if you're thinking, well, that's a great out of making sure I don't have to do any repairs, think again. And I mean that in a really nice way, but I said it kind of mean. But so if you're selling your home as is, typically your sales price is going to be much lower. The reason being is buyers are wondering, well, what's wrong with the house? Why are they selling it as is? Some of my sellers are saying, Kat, I just don't have time to make repairs. I don't have time to go through that process. We are trying to get out of here. And I understand that, but you may have to be more patient in finding the right buyer who will accept this kind of contingency. Now, buyers, if you find a home that is as is, double check that it's not a foreclosure or a short sale. Ask your realtor to help you out with that. Typically, homes that are being sold as is are short sales or foreclosures, and that may or may not be something you want to deal with. Now, if a home is a standard resale and is being sold as is, I think you need to ask a couple of follow-up questions before you write your offer. Why is it being sold as is? That's kind of where I would start and go from there. As is not necessarily a bad thing. There is a whole nother reason why somebody may be selling as is, and that's an estate sale. The kids are trying to sell their parents' home, for example, and they just don't know, and they don't have the time, and they don't have the resources to make repairs or go through a second round of negotiations such as that. All right, guys, that's it for now. Please be sure to stay tuned. Every Tuesday, I post a new video, down to earth style.